Well, good evening, everybody. Hey, welcome to Sty Times. It's good to see you all out there. Good to see you. We got folks out there chatting already. Buddy Weiser come in real early. And then we had Join Vader Gamer 1234 popped right in saying, hello, how are people? And Crazy Yan, there's my sweetie. And Joe W. Life Adventures. Good to see you, Joey. Metal Music Maniac. Yeah, alone at times. Indeed so. We have to enjoy the supper without that hound staring at you for the hot dog. Yeah. Yeah, there's an alone moment I really didn't think about. That's good. That's a good one. That's a good one. The Here's your chance, folks. Share it out. Share it out quick. It's only a 1 hour show. Um, and now would be the time. Now, please take note. I pinned at the top of the chat the link to Get Her Done Granny's GoFundMe to help restore Get Her Done Granny, get her home taken care of, cover some of her expenses, um, and I want to keep promoting that issue until we meet Get Her Done Granny's needs. Okay, okay, and I'm sure most of the folks out there understand. Get Her Done Granny had her home burned down last Thursday and lost everything. So we're just trying to help her out, help her out. That's what friends and family does. I see other folks popping in there. Melissa Spencer, it's awesome to see ya. Love you too, girl. And Gemma's Journey Grace, hey, girl. Kirk Whipper Voyager Center, Tim, it's awesome. It's always good to see Tim. There's James chasing the Reaper. Yes. Yep. James is a strict regular. If you don't see chasing the Reaper pop up, we start to wonder what's going on. Maybe he needed some alone time. Hey, and there's Phil. There's everything spicy saying good evening, Sty, and all the chat. It's good to see you, Phil. Very good to see you. The there's Gaffa. Gaffa, hey, giving an update on Granny's GoFundMe. 160 donors, 221 shares, 142 followers, and 8102. It's up to 8102. We almost hit the halfway point of the goal that we set, and I sure pray that we hit that goal eventually here. So, King Vapes Gaming, good to see you. Good to see you. You folks just filing in the house. The when I posted this on my community tab on YouTube, I put on there, that I sure hope I don't end up being alone for the show tonight. Uh, I didn't think about that. We need to be alone at times, and then I end up here all alone. It could be, could be. All of a sudden, nobody shows up. There's nobody in the chat. There's nobody watching. They must have thought Stein needed to be alone right now. No, that's not what. That's not what I didn't want to impress that upon anybody. I love your company. I love your company, and being alone and being with you guys, I'd rather be with you guys. Spicy's saying yesterday my daughter and I was talking about having alone time. There you go. There you go. You're going to hear about it today. You're going to hear about it today. Hey, Martin, DBS, DB5, DBS55. I can't see it. 5. Good to see you there, Martin. It's awesome. Yeah, it was a sad day last Thursday for Granny. It sure was. Dr. X, it's awesome to see you this evening. Um, the yeah, Lone Star beer reviews will shave his head if we hit 10 grand before Tuesday midnight. It's not that terribly far to go. Not that terribly far to go, guys. Yeah, that'd be funny. That'd be funny. It's odd what some people are willing to do to help out others, you know. the Brian, Bebot, good to see you. Hey everyone, I know I told you my brother's in the hospital with COVID, but he also has water around the heart. That is not good. That is not good. Congestive heart is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I've had family members in the past with where they had the congestive heart issues with water around the heart. That's really that's touchy. So our prayers are going out for him there, Brian. Um, okay, so we need to be alone at times. Tonight's topic. Tonight's topic is a little more personal centered, you know, a little bit serious. I hope to see you all Wednesday evening because we're going to have fun with that topic. We're going to have a blast with that topic. I'll even tell you what it is. You don't even have to wait to the very end of the show to see it. But the topic for Wednesday night is Naked and Afraid. So I hope to see y'all there Wednesday evening at 5 p.m. Central Time. But as far there's EWaste Mike. Hello, EWaste. The but as far as needing to be alone at times, that's one thing I don't think people really stop and think about that need often enough. I'm so guilty of it. I'm so guilty of it. Hey, size detecting. Awesome. Good to see ya. I'm doing good, Cy. I sure hope you are. I sure hope you are. The yeah, Cy's great metal detector. He goes out there. He's a hunter, boy. And his son, Cole's Outdoors, awesome channel. Um, yeah, great people. It's great to see you, Cy. It's been a while. Yeah. But we never realize that we need to be alone at times, usually until it's actually too late. We surround ourselves with people all the time. Sometimes we do it intentionally, sometimes we do it incidentally. Sometimes we don't have a choice. Oh, thank you, Eileen. There she goes. The Mike. What's this? Mike. Dang it. Bud. The, you're awesome, Mike. Everything that EWaste Mike has been doing to help us all make Get Her Done Granny whole again, everything he's done has turned into a doggone miracle. It just keeps growing. And EWaste Mike is a he's a gruff, mean old fart, you know, but yeah, he's got a big old soft heart. That big old soft heart. And Eileen, hey, you guys, come on. You know, you could be doing this over on Get her done, Granny's GoFundMe. I mean, it'll put us that much closer to that halfway point. We're so close to start with, yeah. But have any of you ever reached that point where you said, I really don't want anybody around me. I just want to be alone. I just want to be totally left alone. I don't want to talk to anybody. I don't want to see anybody. I just want to be alone. Me, myself, and I is enough of a crowd, right? Have you ever been there? And I believe every one of you out there can relate to that. I've never met anybody that hasn't had those days where they just said, all those people out there that I'm always with, I spend so much time with. I love them to death, but damn it, I need to be alone at times. I need to be left alone at times. And that's the problem is we never realize it. We never realize that we need our alone time until it's too late. All of a sudden we find ourselves struggling to be left alone for it can be just for a short spell. It might be all we need. It's just, can you give me an hour alone? Can you give me half a day alone? Can you give me 3 days alone? Hell, if you need it, can you just leave me alone for the next month? But you can't convince others how much you need to be left alone. Right, Eileen. It's called me time. Yeah, that's right. And you try to tell people, I need my me time. I need to be left alone. I need to be alone at times. What's the first thing they do? They get worried. Are you depressed? What's the matter? What's wrong? Oh, well, you don't need to be alone. I'm here for you. And it's heartbreaking when you have to tell someone that you really care about. It's not you, it's me. And it's not that I don't care about you, I don't love you, but I need to be alone. So why do you keep trying to not allow me to be alone? Why can't you just please understand that I need to be left alone? Now, I've taken, hi, Mr. Fulton, the, oh yeah, doing vocational rehab. There you go. If I have found that if I try to arrange things such that I should be able to be left alone for a while, I found that's when you can't be alone. Oh my gosh, the dang phone's ringing off the wall. Everybody's messaging you and emailing you, and they're knocking on your door. All of a sudden, that's when you realize you waited too long to try to be alone because everybody assumes you're going to be there. And I try to tell people, I want to be there. I do. I really want to be there whenever I can. But there are times that even old Sty, he needs his alone time. A lot of people wonder, well, what's so important about being alone? Why would you turn your back on your friends and your family? Well, Sometimes you have to be alone to be able to recharge your own batteries. You have you can't evaluate yourself and how you are in the world today with all these outside influences from all the people being involved in every minute of your day. If you can't have me time where it's just me, I'm going to sit here, I'm going to talk to me, I'm going to listen to me, I'm going to get to know me better. People don't realize that we're so busy being concerned about our friends and family, all those people in the world that we care about, that we forget about ourselves. Again, like I said, a lot of times till it's too late. The see, like Crazy Ann saying, my batteries are flat and it will take time to charge them. I love it. I love it. That is a perfect analogy. If you are there every minute of every day and you never have that me time, you never have that alone time, you can burn yourself out to a point where, that's why I said early on, can I have some alone time for the next hour, the next half a day, next day, the next week, if I need it, for the next month? Well, if you're saying for the next month, you have had your internal battery so drained down that you need quiet alone time to recharge, to get yourself back up and running, where having all that sensory activity of all your friends and family being with you and involved with you 24/7, where that actually becomes enjoyable again. But it gets to the point where all of a sudden a person says, you know, I just can't handle it anymore. I just can't handle it because I don't even know how I feel. I don't even know what I think. I don't even know what I want out of life anymore because I'm never left alone long enough to think about it. That is so true, and I've seen it happen to so many people. Tiger Muskie says, I need to hear this. And I hope everybody, after they hear today's topic, seriously sits down. And here's what you need to do. I didn't realize I had that comment. It's stuck up there. Okay, there we go. But I, what you really need to do, and I found that's what I have to do at times, just for that alone time, especially during the winter months for me. I have to shut my phone off. Oh boy, I've got family and friends that tell me, "You damn fool, Sty, you can't be doing that. What if there was an emergency? What if somebody needed to reach you? What if?" Well, too bad. I need to do this because I need me time. I need to be alone. I'll shut the phone off. I don't just mute it. I shut it the hell off. I shut that computer off. I shut any access, electronic access to the outside world off. Now, I live in an apartment building. I'd have to run in the other room, get it out of the drawer in there. I've got a sign that says, seriously, do not disturb, that I hang on the outside of my door. I don't even want people knocking on my door. You know, I don't present myself any opportunity to take away from my alone time, right? The the there and saying I push my friends away so they can't see me like this, but I sure love you guys. See, and that's the whole point. I love it. I love it. Anne's right. I mean, that's what you end up doing is you get to that point where you end up pushing away your friends. You might push away your family. You might end up pushing everybody away because you're trying to recharge. You're trying to recharge. And you don't have the energy for others at the moment. You barely have the energy to cope and deal with yourself. So, does that make you that something wrong with you? No, 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 no. In fact, friends and family, they need to understand the fact we need to be alone at times so that when they see somebody that's isolating themselves, now we're going to talk about that too, the difference between alone time and isolation. They see somebody that they think is isolating themselves. So they contact them and they say, you know, I'm worried about you. You're isolating yourself. And you tell them, no, 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 don't worry about me. I just need some alone time. I need to be just left alone for a while. They need to understand. They need to understand. That means you need time with yourself, not with them. Doesn't mean they don't love you any. That doesn't mean they love you less. It doesn't mean that they're upset with you. It just means it's time for them to be more concerned with themselves. So, what do you do in a case like that? Somebody wants their alone time and you worry about them. What you do is you don't discontinue contact with them, you change your form of contact. Instead of messaging them, texting them, or emailing, or Facebook Messenger, instead of saying, "Hey, it's been a while. How you doing?" Well, they haven't been in contact for several days, so you can guess that they might not be doing that terribly well. They obviously don't want to talk. So instead of asking a question, just make a statement. Just make a statement. Hey, just reaching out to you. It's been a while. I haven't heard from you in days, or I haven't heard from you in a week. Just hope you're doing well and feel free. No need to respond. Just want to let you know I'm here. I'm here. I still love you. I'm here. And leave it at that. Leave it at that. Because what is alone time? That's personal. That's personal. What goes on between you and yourself during your alone time is nobody's business. And they should not be prying to find out what you're thinking, what you're asking and telling yourself during your alone time. They shouldn't be going there. That is none of their business. That is so very personal to each and every one of us, our alone time. What they should be saying is, I'm out here. I'm still out here. And I still love you. I still care. I just want to let you know that so that when you're ready, guess what? I'm waiting outside. That helps them recharge because they know there's no obligation to respond. They know that you're just out there patiently and lovingly waiting for them to get through with their alone time. Now, second half of the show, I'm going to give you some examples of alone time and how healing it can be and how difficult it can be at times, and how not understanding a person's need to have alone time, how not understanding that can actually hurt the person worse than them having some personal alone time, being with themselves for a change instead of everybody else. The Tiger Muskie says, I usually spend one day alone, out of town, fishing alone, with God, and it is sure refreshing. You're going to like the second half of the show, Tiger Muskie. You're going to like the second half of the show. That is wonderful. I mean, I like that. I really do like that. And the more often you can have that, actually, the better, the healthier it is for you. And Will saying, let them have their space and be respectful. Exactly. That's it, in a handbasket. That's it. It's so easy for us to not realize we're actually intruding and invading that person's most personal space. I let everybody out there know who I am, right? But I don't let everybody out there know what I think of myself or how I always feel inside. I don't share that with the world. We all have our personal secrets. I've had people say there's nothing about me that has never been told. I don't agree. You can believe that if you want, that there's things about you that have never been told, that everything about you is hanging out in the open air. No, we all have personal, internal secrets that we only share with ourselves. We sit and we think about those things, and there's things we contemplate that you wouldn't want to share with anybody because they'd think you're crazy. But you know you can talk to yourself about that because you know you're not crazy. The Board Sort says, my boat is my one place where my spirit aligns. Awesome. Yeah, you're going to like the second half of the show also. Well, we're at the halfway mark, guys, and I have to shout out. I gotta show off my awesome channel members, and this only takes a minute and a half. So here's a chance, a minute and a half. You can run, grab a snack, grab something to drink, and get right back here for the second half of Sty Times. So I'll see you in just a little over a minute. There you go. There's a wonderful group of people for you. So, back to we need to be alone at times. The we need to be alone by ourselves with no outside influence as much as we need to be with other people. A lot of folks don't realize that. They don't realize that we need each other. We really do. Get Her Done Granny's situation is a good example. We all came together. There might have been a few of us that felt they needed alone time, but where were they? They came into the group and they're helping out Get Her Done Granny, and they're concerned. They're staying up to date on things. And it's because they had to juggle it. They're both just as important as the other, but I can have my alone time after Get Her Done Granny gets a little back in order, so things are better for her. Then I'll take my alone time. That's healthy. That is healthy. When a person looks at alone time and together time as an equal, And sometimes you have to choose between the two. You don't give either one up. You just choose when one will be used and the other won't. Now, we need alone time. How do we do that? How do we do it? Now, in my career for 27 years, I had an open door policy at my office. Now, with one employer, I had 21 staff. I had 21 people directly under my supervision. They were only about 40 feet. Their office was only about 40 feet away from my office. And I had a quite large office. I was spoiled. Boy, I was spoiled at that place. And it never failed. We worked 10-hour days. I worked 6 10s and then 1 8 every week. I worked basically 7 days a week for that job. I got paid well, though. I got paid, and it paid off. I got to take a whole year off and just go fishing. So that job was worth pounding like that. But every single day for 5 days of the week, every minute of the day, somebody in that office, those 21 people, wanted something from me. They always had a question for me. Well, I hired somebody to field the questions and bring them to me 4 times a day, unless it was an emergency, to slow down all of that sensory impact from all of these people wanting to communicate with me constantly. But even in that atmosphere, I decided I've got an open door policy, except from 2 o'clock in the afternoon until 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I accepted no phone calls. We had a switchboard in the office building. I said, from 2 to 3, you don't even send a call from the switchboard to my phone. You send it directly to voicemail. No calls. And I had blinds. I had a big window that faced out into this big administrative building. I had blinds on that window. Those blinds got closed. The door got locked. Sign on the outside, do not disturb. Well, the word went around in a hurry. Yeah, you don't knock on that damn door between 2 and 3 o'clock. That boy will be pissed off. I turned off my computer screens. I had usually, for 3 years, I had 2 screens, and then for about 6 years after that, I had 4 screens going all the time. I turned all the monitors off. Boom, boom, boom. I sat at my desk, opened the desk drawer, and I pulled out an outdoor magazine. I was going to grab one to show you, but I grabbed an outdoor magazine and I kicked back in my executive chair, kick my shoes off, put my feet up on the desk, and I'd sit there and I'd read that magazine and drink a cup of coffee for an hour. And usually I'd get 15 minutes into that magazine, I'd throw it on the desk and I'd just sit back and I'd contemplate my day. How is it going? How am I feeling? What would I rather be doing than this? It was me time, 1 hour every day. Every day I took 1 hour just for me, just for me. I didn't do anything that was busy like. No, 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 no. Don't do something that's going to make you feel busy. Do as little as possible. Only do things that are relaxing. Okay? Sounds selfish, don't it? Far from, far from. I guarantee you, at 3 o'clock, I unlocked that door, opened them blinds, turned those computer screens on, and business was humping. Man, we're back to business. And I felt like $1,000,000 ready to grind, ready to grind. I'm going to put in another 6 hours. And it was because I gave myself, I forced myself and others to accept the fact that I needed to be alone at times. Okay, pretty extreme, eh? Well, it gets more extreme than that sometimes. There were times that I would tell my ex-wife, I need alone time, and she knew what that meant. She knew what that meant, because when we lived in Montana, there were times where I'd tell her, oh, I need some alone time. I tell her, you gotta, she was good with a firearm. I told her, I said, you've got a rifle and a handgun here, all the food in the world, you and the kids will be just fine. We're living in the backcountry, off grid. There are no phones, nothing. I'd tell her, you got keys to the truck, but I need some alone time. And she'd say, well, how much? I'd say, I won't know until I'm alone. And she'd go, I get it, I get it. She says, can you keep it to less than a week? And I always promised her, oh yeah, I can keep it less than a week. I'd grab a backpack with a week's worth of provisions, all my gear, throw a rifle over my shoulder, sidearm on the hip, and I'd hike off into the backcountry. I'd tell her my general location where I'm going to be. In the absolute worst case, I'm going to end up here. So I'll be between there and here. Okay? And off I'd go. And I found that it took me a full 24 hours before I knew where I was going to go and what I was going to do, because it took 24 hours to finally be alone, where I stopped thinking of everything everybody was saying to me every minute of the dang day. I kept hearing their voices, and it was, hon, I need this, you need to do that, and blah, blah, blah. That's echoing in my brain. Dad, we need this. Dad, can you do this for us? Dad. That was echoing in my brain. It took a full day. Go out, hike for a day, spend the night, get up the next morning, and those voices are so faint that now I can take time, talk to myself and say, gosh, right now the situation we're in is pretty tough, and it's taken its toll on me. I'm doing my best. I'm trying to meet their needs, and I'm trying to pay attention to every single one of them and show them I care. But doggone it, I haven't taken a moment to think about how it's taken its toll on me. And now that I'm out here with some alone time, I'm starting to realize I'm starting to realize that I'm not all that. I can't do it all. And I can't handle all of that vocal pollution. I call it vocal pollution. Start realizing things that you just don't have time to even contemplate when you're finally alone. And then I'm able to say, I can do this a little different, or maybe I can do this a little different. And it'll make those issues less burdensome. I never have time in a normal day to think about myself and what maybe I need to do to make myself better, to make myself whole again and feel good. So that alone time gives that to you. And I might be gone for just 2 days, or I would the longest. I had planned trips that were much longer, but just for simple alone time, I think 5 days was the longest I ever went. And that was sorely needed because we had a tragedy in the family, we had some other issues, we had financial issues, we had everything, and to hell and back. Oh, there were legal issues at that time. And I was bombarded 24 hours a day with issues, people, issues. And then friends, they want to have fun, and you're trying to have fun. But you got all these issues that everybody else. So I took that alone time, and it took me 5 days to recover. Another way that I would secure some alone time is like these fellas were talking earlier. My boat. He says, I go fishing. I take a day and I just go out fishing. I used to do that. Like I said, I worked my tail off to earn the ability to take a 1 year sabbatical. And during that year, at least 4 times a week, I'd tell the wife, I'd wake her up, tell her, you don't have to get out of bed. I just want to let you know I'm going fishing. She'd say, have a nice day. See you whenever you get home. I'm out of there. Head to the lake with the boat, put the boat in, go out on the boat. And I really didn't care if I caught any fish or not. I'd have a cooler full of good food, 12-pack of beer, and spend the whole day out on the lake. Other fishermen come to where I'm at. Time to pull anchor. I'm going somewhere. I'm going to find a little hidden cove somewhere. Drop my anchor. I want to be alone. And I'd sit there and fish all by me, myself, and I. The three of us. There was only room on that boat for the three of us, me, myself, and I. I had a really nice canoe, and I would take that bugger out in the middle of a fairly good-sized lake on a very nice, calm day. I get up out of the stern of that boat, and I get up into the center, and I take the life jacket, put it against the portaging pole, and I'd sit in the bottom of that canoe, and I'd lean against that pole, just laying out there in the sun out in the middle of the lake. I'm not even fishing. Boat's not anchored. And I'd lay there and just let the sun beat on me and just enjoy the day, drinking a cold one until I heard the boat thunk, thunk, thunk. Then I'd sit up, look around. Oh, I hit shore. Which shore am I on? It recharged those batteries so well. And I tell people, you don't want to really get lost, but the saying, I need to go get lost so I can find myself is so true. That's a saying that I remember hearing it from one of my grandfathers when I was just a little kid. Boys, you're going to find out the day's going to come. Sometimes you just got to go out there and get lost to find yourself. There's a lot of truth in that. Sometimes you have to get lost from the daily rigors and have that alone time to actually find yourself. I think a lot of us don't even know what the heck or who the heck we are on a daily basis because we just do things so automatically. um, Joe says lives for a long time. Joe lives for a long time. I love that. I love it. Good. I'm glad to hear it. I am glad. I am so glad to hear it. And another thing that alone time does for you that so many people don't appreciate is how much appreciation you get for the time you have with others. Like they say, you you just don't know what you had until you lost it. Now, never, never in my life did I ever be alone out in the middle of somewhere all by myself for days, weeks. In one case, it was 3 months, all alone. I never got lonely. I never, ever felt loneliness. And it's because of, thank God for the wisdom of old farts, right? My grandfather, my one grandfather, true woodsman, very true woodsman. He told me he come up to me one day. I was about 9, 10 years old, maybe. He says, "What's the matter with you?" Well, all my friends in the whole neighborhood were off doing other things. My buddies, there's 3 buddies that lived in that neighborhood. They were off to some camp thing that I didn't know about, but their parents sent them to it. They're gone. They're going to be gone for the week. Well, the girls in the neighborhood, yeah, worst case scenario, go play with the girls, right? At least they'll keep you company, you know. Nope. The girls had this camp kind of thing going on. All the girls in the neighborhood were gone. So basically, I was the only damn kid left in the neighborhood. So I'm sitting there pouting about it. My granddad says, "Well, what's the problem?" I said, "Feeling lonely because all my friends are gone. They're all out doing other things and having fun, and I'm here all alone. I'm feeling lonely." He says, "So you're just sitting there with your best friend and you feeling sorry for yourself?" And I go, "No, my best friend, he's off to camp." And my grandfather said, "No, you're your own best friend." He says, "You don't need anybody else as long as you got yourself." He said, "Get to know yourself and you'll find out who your best friend is." The one person in the world that nobody can ever match when it comes to caring about you is yourself. He says, "So think about it. You're sitting here with your own best friend and you're whining because your other best friends are gone. But yourself is your very best friend." And that stuck with me. That stuck with me for life until last year. I've gotten so attached to my YouTube family that When I was in camp for 2 weeks, that was a busy camp. I only got, out of 14 days, I only had 3 days where I didn't, well, not even 100%, but it's close, where I didn't have any communications with anybody, didn't do nothing to speak of when it involved other people. I saw other people and I made a little morning video that said, "Good morning from Black Lake, Wisconsin." Yeah, I did that each of those days, but the rest of those days, oh no, it was all me. It was just me. So I got 3 alone days, but I was out there for 14. But I found within a week, I was feeling lonely. It was like something was missing. Man, I'm feeling really down. I'm feeling lonely. I don't know where that's coming from. I'm a bachelor. I live alone. I live in an apartment in a big apartment building in town. If I want to see people, oh yes, just stick my head out the damn door, right? I live alone. You would think I get all the alone time I want. Oh no, oh no, oh no. I'm on YouTube every day. Well, I'm on the internet every day, Facebook and YouTube. And I keep up with everybody and what they're doing. I gotta have it, right? I live in an apartment. If I had a big backyard, I'd have to haul YouTube with me into the backyard, right? Well, I found out in camp last summer. In fact, I did a video about it and I never posted it. I should probably just edit it and put it up just so people realize what happened out in camp last summer. All of a sudden, the light came on. I went for a nice long hike and it was raining nasty. But I loved the hike. It was great. But the difficult part of the hike wasn't the rain and the mud and all that. The difficult part of that hike was I started missing you guys. Started missing you guys. I was craving time on air, on YouTube, to be with you guys so much. And I'm out in the middle of the national forest, all that natural beauty. And what was on my mind? You guys. But then I realized because I allow myself occasionally take a full alone time day, that I've truly learned how to appreciate those people in my life. So I appreciate their time. I appreciate seeing them. I appreciate talking to them. And it becomes so pleasurable that I don't need as much alone time to recover anymore. So I really do need to impress on people. No matter how much you think you need contact with everybody, every day, every waking hour, I got to be in contact with people. I got to be. If you're feeling that way, you probably need some alone time so that you can ask yourself, why do I have to have contact all the time? How much of it is eating up my life? Or what am I missing out on? Because I've got to be involved with everything. I need to know everything. Okay, Mike, you have a good night, buddy. You take good care of yourself, man. I think if a person takes that alone time and it reevaluates themselves, they'll realize I can still have that contact, but I can limit it to a degree and still do things in my daily life that bring enjoyment also, right? Right. You know, I talked about YouTube life at the last show, and it is so easy to make YouTube everything in your life. And I understand how it happens. I really do. I really do. YouTube has become a huge part of my life. But I won't let YouTube consume my whole life. I need alone time too. And YouTube can YouTube can take up some of that alone time you should have. So keep in mind it doesn't hurt to say, I'm taking a day off of YouTube, man. I'm taking a day off the internet, period. I'm just going to take a total alone time day and do that with everything in your life. Just to take that alone time and recharge those batteries. I've seen a lot of people burn out for all kinds of reasons. And every time they feel burnt out, I start thinking, I bet they haven't had a lot of alone time. They try to take alone time, but they just don't turn things off. So they're getting all of that input constantly, outside input constantly. They're not listening to themselves. They're not sitting down and having a good conversation with themselves and evaluating what's best for me. What's best for me? Because the better you, the better friend you are. You are better for everybody. The better you are, right? Right, right. Crazy Ann, that where was it? It went up. Click. There it goes. She said, "Yeah, we missed you, Sty." You know, yeah, I was gone for 2 weeks, no live streams. That could happen. That could happen this year. So that was your test. We'll see how I'm going to find a way around that. If there's going to be some downtime, I'm going to work around that because I do need my contact with you guys. But I do need my alone time. And this summer, I'll get it. I'll get it out at camp. 4 months out at camp. I should get a little alone time. So there you go, guys. Alone time. Get yourself some. It's good for you. Thanks for being here for this show this evening. Don't forget about Get Her Done Granny. Help her out over at the GoFundMe. I love y'all. It's been an awesome show. The next show we're going to have, there's going to be a fun topic. I think you guys will have fun in that topic because, yeah, I'm going to be kind of all over the place with that one. And the title again is up right at the end of this. As I exit, you'll see the title pop up for the next show. And until the next time, guys, you all take very good care of yourselves and catch a little bit of alone time. And I'll see you Wednesday evening at 5 p.m. Central Time on Sty Times. We'll see you.